The bus is a very common experience, mode of transportation to get children to school. And a lot of children misbehave. There's also a great deal of time that is wasted in terms of transit. So a lot of buses now are installing Wi-Fi on the buses. And there's good data that is starting to emerge. I wouldn't describe it as research at this point, but they're finding that students are studying on the bus, they're not misbehaving, they're not distracting the bus driver, and in fact they're productively getting at their homework because they can get onto the internet.
One of the challenges we face, and anyone who has rural areas in their school division, or they will face this, is how do you get the same types of opportunities to students no matter where they were. So we looked at what we call a community learning campus, and this is located putting our high school right on the college campus, so that in Olds College, some of you might have heard of Olds College because I know they have relationships with South Africa as well. They're an agricultural and technology college. So looking at how do we support rural development, certainly through our, the Bell E-Learning Center, and that's over here, and it's again a partnership with Bell, and certainly where you saw that smart wall is smart technologies in there as well. Taking advantage of broadband, how do we use all of the tools? So we have an operating TV studio there with a green screen. We have GIS, GPS labs. We have very highly supported ones. And then health and wellness, which is this one over here, and the core high school as we call it. And then let's not forget about the fine arts. So how do we use them as well? So how do we tie these together? So what we've done is taken our smaller communities and tied them with the same technologies. And so you'll see some of them here with Bell. We moved to high definition video conferencing. You can see the video conferencing there, the students, and then this students here working at a distance. So we would have a course, say, like calculus, where we have some smaller high schools, they couldn't each have a calculus teacher. But if we tie 4 of them together in a common one, they can interact with their teachers. So you can see the screen over here, cameras. You can see the smart board here, so that the instructor captures not only the cameras and can zoom in at any student in any site, but they capture the smart board so that what's written on that board appears on all the rest of them as well. So it's a different type of looking at networking. So that's the challenge, really, is distance and sparsity, and I know that you will have that as well.
And then there is another one, the podcast project, which is quite linked to issues on which we are talking. Again, making available to students materials, because here there was an issue about overcrowded universities. You know, this is the case in most countries of the world, but it's worse in Africa. Just to give you an indication that for 1,200 seats at first level university, there was 500 students attending those courses. So overcrowding makes the quality of higher education very bad. So there was that project tried to address that issue. It is very experimental. It's a pilot project. It is based in Senegal, and trying to see if we come up with podcasts. You know, those are the audio materials that are available, if that can be an alternative to solve that overcrowding problem. Again, I won't go through that, because if you want, the objective is to pilot and study the effect of using podcast intervention to improve academic performance on exams. And as an objective, it is to ease the pressure on overcrowded lecture spaces at University of Sheikh Anta Diop, that is in Senegal.
If you want to evolve from a learning and teaching model that moves from knowledge acquisition, which is about memorization, which is what you're doing now, you're listening basically, into knowledge deepening or even knowledge creation, we need to enable those environments. So the way we go about it from a technological perspective, this is a very extremely simple diagram, just to show you how simple this is. This is basically having a set of laptops or netbooks, having a classroom that is enabled with smart boards, with Wi-Fi access points, and the different classrooms connected to a central server, where all the information from all the students and all the contents reside. They will not reside on the shared computers. And the idea is that you would have them deployed in any classroom. As you see, this is a normal classroom. You just bring the laptops in. And where do those laptops live? Well, they live basically in what we would call a charging carts, which is something like this, that can be in the classroom or can be anywhere in the school. In Nigeria, for instance, we have more than 50,000 units, and in those schools, they're stored to charge in closets, in a secure area of the school. And students just go there, bring the laptops into the classroom, and when they finish, they put them back. And the usage model basically is, you just see an example on how students basically put them back. And you're probably telling me, well, these are quite cool schools, huh?